Hi, I'm Ashley with Get Fit with Ashley, and today I'm going to be showing you some exercises for the quads, hamstrings, glutes, and hips. I have a personal training client who's experiencing some arthritis in their hip, and I put this workout together and wanted to share it with her, and I thought maybe you could benefit from it as well. There'll be 3 parts to the workout. I'm going to work with bands, a step bench, a weightlifting bench, and a bar. And if you don't have these items, I'll show you how to modify. The first exercises I'm going to be showing you, we're going to use these elastic bands. Now you can do these exercises without the bands, but they're a pretty inexpensive investment. I'll put the link down in the comments. Okay, so they come in 5 different thicknesses or resistance levels. I'll just pick one here that's mid-weight for the demonstration. I'm going to loop this band around my thighs, just above the knee, the lower thigh here, just above the knee. And the first move that I'm going to do is a squat walk. Okay, so this is great for glutes, hamstrings, like I said, and quads. I'm going to get down in a squat as deep as I can. Keep the back straight. I just keep the hands together because that's just more convenient. And I'm squat sidestepping, staying as low as possible. Keep my back straight, shoulders and hips and neck in alignment, back and forth. And like I said, you can do this without the band. The band just gives you a little bit more resistance here on the step out. These can also be done forward and backwards, all right? So let's start here, and I'm just gonna walk forward. Again, my back is straight. I'm staying as low as possible. Pretend there's a real low ceiling. You have to stay low, and this will definitely make those legs burn. All right, next one I'm going to show you, I'm also using these bands. We'll take this down and put it around the ankles. Now this can be done, like I said, with or without the band. If you have a bar or a counter to hold on to and you have some issues with balance, just hold on to the bar because we're really just trying to work the lower body here. Okay, I'm going to kick out front, side, and back, right? So here, I'm working that hip flexor muscle. Obviously, the quads are in tension, and I really feel my outer thighs burning here on this. Glutes, quads, outer thighs. There you go. You just want to kick up as high as you can, stretching that band, right? So if you have a set of bands, I tell clients, pick a resistance level that's difficult but not defeating, right? So you want to be able to stretch the band, but you don't want it to be too easy. Okay, for this next section, I'm going to do some exercises for the hips and the core as well, using this bench. Now, if you don't have a bench, that's okay. You can lie on the floor for the exercise. You can do the exercises on any flat, safe, stable surface. All right, so my bench here basically goes from sort of what looks like a 45 all the way down to a 180 in terms of angle. So if you have a bench like mine, I have a little trick here. I can put a weight there because there's a little bracket that'll hold that, and then I get sort of a medium level here. If you can do crunches and sit-ups without that assistance, you don't need that at all. All right, so I'm going to step up, sit onto this bench, and the first exercise I'm going to do is a crunch. Actually, a crunch or a full sit-up. Now, my bench has these foam rollers here, so I can apply counter pressure against my shins with the rollers, and it's pretty comfortable. Okay, if yours doesn't have that, you may want to put some soft surface under here so that you don't bruise your shins. I'm just going to put my hands across my chest, go down until my upper back touches the bench behind me, and then exhale and come up. So this is a traditional sit-up or crunch if your bench is elevated. Maybe you're only going this far down. But also a good exercise for the hips because it's taking those hips through a full range of motion. I like to add a little forward lean to this as well. So I'm going to go back for my crunch, exhale up, and bend down as far as I can. I have a squeaky bench. And bend down. If you need a modification, like I said, only go part way, okay? And if you're more advanced or you don't have the counter pressure here of these foam rollers, you can just sit up here and do your crunch, or sit up the same way. Okay, but I like to do it with the feet down because it gives me much more range of motion on the hips there. Okay, so that's a sit-up or a crunch, great for the core as well. All right, the next one I'm going to show you, I'm going to use this elastic band. It's a thick elastic band, like a physical therapy band, but you can also use a belt or a strap or a rope, you know, anything that has some thickness to it that's not going to slide off and hit you. It doesn't have to be elasticy, if that's even a word. Okay, I'm going to wrap this around the back of my one sneaker, and I'm going to lie back on the bench here with my foot, with my knee bent. Okay, so if you're on the floor, that's okay. I'm going to put a little tension on this and hold this strap with two hands with my legs straight in the air, and I'm going to go and make some leg circles. Okay, now you have to determine if you can do this on a skinny little bench like this. For me, it's a little bit challenging. You don't want to put yourself in a position where you're going to fall off the bench. So you might want to do this one on the floor. Okay, so this is going to work that hip range of motion. All right, and also feels great on the hamstrings if you keep that leg straight and the toe flex. And you want to go both ways. And then, just make that circle as big as you can. And you can do both legs. Do both legs on that. I'm going to drop this here. The third and final exercise I'm going to show you on the bench is just a supine march. Supine just means you're lying on your back. I'll just put my hands across my chest here, and I'm going to march one at a time. Right? So again, I'm taking that hip flexor through a small range of motion here. And I feel that in my hips. And again, that can be done on the floor. For a more advanced option, you can do that in a bridge position. I'm going to put my hands back here just to make sure I don't fall off. So stick those hips up in the air and march here in a bridge position. My weight's on my shoulders and heels. Those are some exercises for the hips and lower body on the bench. All right, I'm going to show you some lower body exercises for the hips, quads, glutes, and hamstrings using a step bench. Now, probably only a few number of you have a step bench at home, okay? But you can also do this on the stairs, and I'll show you that as long as you have a safe, sturdy, wide set of steps, you can do it there as well. So the first thing is just a simple march, okay? Just up on the right and down on the right, and I do them all on the same side, and then I'll switch. To make a little bit of a workout of it, I add the arms, okay? So my arms are going up when I step up and down when I step down. Anytime you elevate the arms above the heart, you'll increase your heart rate and get a little cardio out of this, okay? So I have risers there, and I can elevate this step. You can buy one of if you really like step. There's lots that you can do with this. Actually, you can buy this on Amazon and the risers as well. I'll include the link in the description. Another great exercise to do involves a little balance, our knee drives, right? So I'm going to step up with hands up, and I'm going to drive a knee, right? So I'm touching that back foot down, but I'm not spending any time back there. I'm not putting much weight on it because I'm driving it right back up again, right? So this is really going to burn the quad of that supporting leg and take this hip through a good full range of motion here, okay? Lastly, I want to show you some offset squats. All right, so if you want to add a little spice to your squat, you put one foot elevated above the other foot. All right, I'll show you this from two different angles. So I'll take one foot on the step bench and the other one here, just like I would for a regular squat. Sit back, make sure my knees behind my toe, and sit back and push my butt back for the squat, and then back up. So you're exercising all the same muscles as the squat, but you're just loading the hips a little bit differently. And of course, you want to do that on both sides. I'll show you that from this angle as well. So I keep my back straight, my feet are in alignment here, and make sure that my knee is behind my toe, right? So this is unsafe. You want to back it up. Now, like I said, you can do these exercises on the steps. I happen to have a staircase right here. The squats, real easy to do on the steps. The step ups and knee drives, I just want you to be careful. If your steps are narrow, then it's not probably safe for you to do that because, when you're stepping up and down, you can't get a full contact of the sneaker on the step, right? So you would be able to do that if your steps were wider, okay? So those are some exercises for hips and quads, hamstrings, and glutes. And as always, you want your exercises to be difficult but not defeating. You want to not mind being uncomfortable, but if you incur any pain at all, you should stop and talk to your doctor about it. Thanks for joining me. You can find me at getfitwithashley.com.